Hey everybody, welcome to an episode of the Daily D. Today's topic is attitude. Now, attitude is a very important indicator of the level of success that you'll have in anything you do. Now, I'm not even just talking about level of success in a lifetime. I'm talking about the level of success in a day. You see, I've experienced many days in my life where I had a poor attitude. And an attitude's a matter of choice. So anybody thinking here that people were born with an attitude, well, we all are born with an attitude. An attitude is a state of mind. It's how one feels in an outward expression. Typically, an attitude comes from within and expressed in an outward way. And typically, people will express their attitudes in emotional ways. And I think that's the one thing I've talked about many times with you before, which is emotions are really a big part of making decisions. And when we make decisions based on emotions, when you make decisions based on emotions, what happens is you typically will make the wrong one. So let's talk about attitude. So my belief here is that I believe your attitude is a matter of choice, not a matter of circumstance. You can choose to be upset, you could choose to be happy, you could choose to be sad, you could choose to be excited, but it's only a matter of choice. It doesn't have to be what the world expects of you. For an example, you could be eating breakfast right now and something could fall on you and your shirt could be ruined for the day. It's your attitude, it's your decision whether to be upset about that or to laugh about it or to cry about it or, to be happy about it, At least you had breakfast. Some people don't even get to eat. You see how I changed that? What happens with an attitude is when we change our expectations to appreciations, our attitude changes. So whenever we could say, what can I learn from this? What makes me happy about this? These are things that change in my attitude. Now, why is this important, right? You ever met somebody with a bad attitude, a poor attitude, somebody that you're just like, gosh, they are not happy people. They don't smile very much. They're kind of rude. You all can think about the person at the restaurant, a cousin, a friend, a brother or sister, when they have poor attitudes, maybe even yourself. An attitude is something that we need to control. And once you learn to control that attitude, things change, right? When you're happy about things that go wrong, when you decide to make a decision that maybe isn't something you want to do, but you have to do, but you just take it anyways, if an indicator of your success really will be your attitude. So how do you change it? Again, number one is change your expectations for appreciation. So whatever I expected to happen, even though it didn't happen, let's just appreciate what did happen and I had the ability to learn from it. Right? And I tell you that all the time. Whenever something happens negative to me, really, I always have to stop and say, okay, at least I had the opportunity to experience that. At least I learned from my mistakes. At least I'll never go through that again. At least I hope not, right? At least I can make a decision for the future that'll make sure that I don't do this intentionally ever again. We learn from our mistakes. Sometimes you have to hit the bottom before you can go up. That's the cool thing about hitting the bottom. You get to go up and you can look great at it. You can look positively at that. My belief here is that you will never get far in life unless you change that attitude. So what do we do? What do we do to change our attitude? Well, number one, of course, change your expectations for appreciations. Number two is be self-aware of your attitude on a daily basis. Because if you're not aware of your attitude, you won't go very far. You won't go very far. Things in life never get far unless you have a good attitude about them. This weekend, I could have had negative attitudes. I got some news on Friday that I didn't like. I could have said, well, this is bull. It's horrible. It was a business contract that I wasn't happy with. Right? I didn't like the way it was presented to me. I wasn't very impressed with it. I wasn't very happy about it. And I could have just said, you know what, this is crap. I don't even know how I deal with these people. No. I said they must have been thinking about this differently than I was. And because of that, this is probably why this was presented to me this way. Let me ask for clarity. And when I got my clarity, I realized, hey, they did think that way. And you know what? I should be happy that I got the contract. Now let's talk about it. And I made a decision. I got to take this in a good way. I don't stress about it. I don't get upset about it. I just make a decision to get it done. So that is something that you have to do on a daily basis if you ever want to be in a position to have the contract, in a position to be successful. So take it with stride, choose your attitude today, because it is a matter of choice. I wish you nothing but success, happiness, and most importantly, freedom. Thanks, guys.